to LT. I'm your host, John Major. You know, in half of all Canadian homes, there are at least one video game. And we have one of the all-time experts. Her name is Megan Ferris from Nintendo. Welcome her, please. Welcome to Lunch Television.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Good to have you here. First of all, let's talk about this job that you have. Could you give us a brief job description of what you exactly do?
What I exactly do is I play games for a living. I'm at work every day, 40 hours a week, playing video games.
Wow, very similar to our job. That's pretty much what we do. But we do the easier things like Twister and Here, Feel This. These are our favorite games. Now, how did you get this job? Did you have to audition for it by playing video games? Or
Actually, I came through kind of a back door.
Oh, explain that for us, Megan.
They were looking for French bilingual speakers to take the calls from Canada, so I applied for the job and I was actually hired as a consumer service representative, and then I went through the cross-training program and became a gameplay counselor, so. But I had to be a good game player, too, to get that job.
Well, you have to be an incredible game player in order to keep that job,
That's true, I am now.
Absolutely. So. Now, you take a lot of phone calls every year. What did you say, 40 weeks a year? 40 weeks a year you're doing that?
52 weeks a year.
52, all around? Okay, great. So how many calls do you personally take in a given month?
In a month, I'm not sure. In a day, about 120, maybe to 200. It depends on the season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't it driving you nuts?
No, it's a lot of fun because we're helping people out. We're getting them when they're stuck in a game. They've been there for 3 days, you know, and they can't get out of the room they're stuck in, and we tell them what to do. So.
Now, there's over 700 games that can be played on Nintendo products.
Right.
How do you know all of them?
Well, we have a computer at our desks, and we just have to go through the computer looking for the game, and we have been trained how to counsel people effectively, so we know what questions to ask them on the phone to find out where they're at in the game, and then we can give them the answer from that.
So you actually have computer assistants, then you don't have to actually know the entire...
Well, best if you've played the game,
obviously.
Yeah, definitely. So we try to play all the latest releases.
So I guess you do a lot of game playing in your spare time, too.
A little bit, yeah. If there's a really good game out, I'll play it.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you get started playing games? I mean, just because of the job? Obviously not just because of the job, was it?
That too. Well, I played games when I was in high school and junior high, too, but that was when Atari was around, because I'm a little older than most people, too. And then I played video games in the arcades, and then now I play it all the time, because I have to.
Yeah. Now, do you I'm sure you probably hear this from parents or maybe even some concerned parents that call in that are saying, you know, I'm really afraid to get my kid a Nintendo game because I understand they'll become like Bart Simpson and totally messed up, and or they'll become a zombie and they'll never be able to do their homework or schoolwork or have a life. Do you get calls like that?
Not that often, actually.
Really?
No, not really. But Nintendo really does recommend that parents get involved in their children's video gaming. They want them to be, you know, aware of the games that are out there, and there's certain guidelines that we have with each of our games that we, you know, that are released under as one of our licensed products. So.
Right. So now there's a new game that's coming out in a couple of weeks. What is that?
The NHL Stanley Cup.
Oh, the Stanley Cup game.
Right.
Okay, I guess a lot of people are looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Now, are you going to have substitute referees on that game, too?
I don't think so. I don't think we can get that in there. It's late notice, so.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Now, tell me a little bit about this new game. Is it like real-life hockey? It really does?
It is. It's really like you're playing hockey. I mean, you have the full team there. You can control the goalie, which is the first game ever that you can actually control the goalie as well. Yeah. And it has the Mode 7 graphics. It has the scaling and rotation, so you don't have a breakup in the gameplay as you're going one end of the ice rink to the other. So, yeah, it's very neat.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Now, do you get some really strange calls from people that call in?
I do. There was a while ago, I had these kids call this one weekend over and over and over again. And they kept making up this game. They go, hey, I'm playing Kodak Moments. Can you help me out here? And I just made up the whole gameplay. I'm like, well, where are you at? We know the whole purpose is to get the best picture, right? You know, and I'd send them all over these things. They kept getting me all weekend long. I just played this game. It was really fun.
Now, do you have people that call in and goof on you? Is it like they know that, you know, they're not playing a game, but they're just trying to...
No, that was pretty creative. I really like that. Yeah, you know, if they're creative, I'll go with it, but...
Do you get any strange obscene phone calls? Any lonely guys calling up?
Yeah, we'll just disconnect those calls, though. So.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah.
I was going to ask for the 800 number. All right, so I think we may have a question or two from the floor, because we do have some avid Nintendo players here. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Steve.
Where are you calling from? Just kidding. Steve, what do you have for me?
I have two questions, actually. I was wondering, will Nintendo be coming out with a CD-ROM system? And also, how come Nintendo has to take out the blood and guts set of games and Sega Genesis doesn't have to?
Okay, those are very good questions.
Let's go with the first question.
For the CD-ROM accessory, that's still in planning right now, so we don't have a specific release date set for that yet. And we're not really sure if it's going to be coming out either. That's just, you know, we'll have to wait and see. We are working on the Project Reality. Have you heard about that? The 64-bit system? Yeah, we're coming out with a 64-bit system. So that'll be in the arcades late next year and then the homes in late 95.
So it's now a 16-bit system, right?
That's the Super NES right now.
Right, and now you're going to come up with a 64-bit system.
Right.
That's not in the NHL game.
No.
Okay.
It's a
Now,
complete
the
system.
second question, how come you take all the blood and guts and gores out and everything else, and Sega Genesis can come
Right.
out with blood, guts, gore, and all that other
Right, we
stuff?
get this question a lot. We have a set of standards that each of the games has to meet before we'll release it as one of our licensed products. And these standards have been, like an internal standards rating system, have been in effect since 1988. And that's why we did that, because we want to make sure that our games meet like the norms of society, the standards that are set by society right now. And so that's why we took all that out of the game. And if you're interested in that, I do have a brochure that you may want to. It's called Everything You Want to Know About Video Games, but we're afraid to ask your kids.
Let's pass this up to him.
It lists all our standards for the games.
Let's see if you can finish reading it by the end of the program. That'll be your test for today. We'll give you some tickets to the collectible show or something. All right, I got... do we have any other questions from the audience? Anybody up here?
No, there's no one.
Nobody else from here? No other questions? All right, good. You guys were pretty hot when I asked you if you were playing Nintendo, but you have absolutely no questions whatsoever, huh? Okay, can't think of a single question other than what are you doing later tonight? Now, I have one final question for you. I know when you have a position of responsibility where you're an expert and stuff like that, kind of like a doctor, I would imagine that you go to a lot of parties, or if you do go to parties, are people actually coming up to you like they do with doctors and saying, could you solve this for me? Like in the middle of a party?
All the time.
How do you handle that?
Well, it's amazing how much you actually remember. I mean, we know all these questions like that. There are a lot of common questions, and we'll just answer them just like that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Megan Ferris from Nintendo, thank you for coming today. And we'll put these brochures out at the front desk, so if people want to stop by and pick them up, they certainly can. You've also got a magnet on there that
Right.
they can put right on the fridge.
That's right.
Megan, thank you very much for coming. We got to take a quick break. Kevin's coming up with the latest news, and we've got much more to come as Lunch Television continues. Stay with us.